If you seek truth, you will not seek to gain a victory by every possible means. And when you have found truth, you need not fear being defeated. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the principles and notions which they form concerning things. It is the act of an ill-instructed man to blame others for his own bad condition. It is the act of one who has begun to be instructed to lay the blame on himself, and of one whose instruction is completed, neither to blame another nor himself. Let silence be your general rule, or say only what is necessary and in few words. Practice yourself, for heaven's sake, in little things, and thence proceed to greater. Appearances to the mind are of four kinds. Things either are what they appear to be, or they neither are nor appear to be, or they are and do not appear to be, or they are not and yet appear to be. Rightly to aim in all these cases is the wise man's task. A man shall so live that his happiness shall depend as little as possible on external things. Give me by all means the shorter and nobler life, instead of one that is longer but of less account. A ship should not rise on a single anchor, nor life on a single hope. Even as the sun doth not wait for prayers and incantations to rise, but shines forth and is welcomed by all, so thou also wait not for clapping of hands and shouts of praise to do thy duty. Nay, do good of thy own accord, and thou wilt be loved like the sun. I must die. Must I then die lamenting? I must be put in chains. Must I then also lament? I must go into exile. Does any man then hinder me from going with smiles and cheerfulness and contentment? It is not death or pain that is to be feared, but the fear of pain or death. I am not eternity, but a human being, a part of the whole. As an hour is part of the day, I must come like the hour, and like the hour must pass. Crows pick out the eyes of the dead, when the dead have no longer need of them. But flatterers mar the soul of the living, and her eyes they blind. What is the first business of one who practices philosophy? To get rid of self-conceit, for it is impossible for anyone to begin to learn that which he thinks he already knows. Be not swept off your feet by the vividness of the impression, but say, "Impression, wait for me a little. Let me see what you are and what you represent. Let me try you." In theory, there is nothing to hinder our following what we are taught. But in life, there are many things to draw us aside. When you close your doors and make darkness within, remember never to say that you are alone, for you are not alone. Nay, God is within, and your genius is within. And what need have they of light to see what you are doing? Remember that you ought to behave in life as you would at a banquet. As something is being passed around, it comes to you. Stretch out your hand. Take a portion of it politely. It passes on. Do not detain it, or it has not come to you yet. Do not project your desire to meet it, but wait until it comes in front of you. So act toward children, so toward a wife, so toward office, so toward wealth. When you do anything from a clear judgment that it ought to be done, never shun the being seen to do it, even though the world should make a wrong supposition about it. For if you don't act right, shun the action itself. But if you do, why are you afraid of those who censure you wrongly? Everything has two handles, the one by which it may be carried, the other by which it cannot. If your brother acts unjustly, don't lay hold on the action by the handle of his injustice. For by that it cannot be carried, but by the opposite, that he is your brother, that he was brought up with you, and thus you will lay hold on it, as it is to be carried. These reasonings are unconnected. I am richer than you, therefore I am better. I am more eloquent than you, therefore I am better. The connection rather is this: I am richer than you, therefore my property is greater than yours. I am more eloquent than you, therefore my style is better than yours. But you, after all, are neither property nor style. Thou shalt not blame or flatter any. Wherever a man is against his will, that to him is a prison. Only the educated are free. If you have assumed a character beyond your strength, you have both played a poor figure in that and neglected one that is within your powers. It is difficulties that show what men are. To you, all you have seems small. To me, all I have seems great. Your desire is insatiable. mine is satisfied. See children thrusting their hands into a narrow-necked jar and striving to pull out the nuts and figs it contains. If they fill the hand, they cannot pull it out again, and then they fall to tears. Let go a few of them, and then you can draw out the rest. You, too, let your desire go. Covet not many things, and you will obtain. No thing great is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. It is better to die of hunger having lived without grief and fear than to live with a troubled spirit amid abundance. Don't seek to have events happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do happen, and all will be well with you. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. If you do not want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid.